Hello viewers and welcome to another session of Autodesk Civil 3D 2022. In this session, we will discuss about linear work properties and surfaces. So far, we have seen different assemblies and sub-assemblies. This time, we will try to configure something quite near to what we should actually have in our project. This is the basic corridor which we have created in the last session. You can watch closely. There are some flaws. If you try to rebuild, you can see there are few warnings. These are not errors but warnings. We can adjust them later. If we see this left slope, first of all, we can rename it as left slope. Then under parameters, we can change the cut slope to 0.5:1. For fill slope, we can do the same. For force slope, we can use the same 0.5:1. And so for the back slope, we can hit apply. We can get rid of these warnings later on as well. So for the right slope, we can access it, rename under the information tab as right slope. Again, we have to change the parameters and make them alike. Once we have done the same parameters for both the slopes, next we have this platform. We can rename it as left rail. We can adjust the width from 1 meter to 0.3 meters. The buffer width 1 and the buffer width 2 can be adjusted to 0.1 meters because we don't want a very large platform or a side rail. Same must be done on the right side. So this time we will name it as right rail, make the width as 0.3 meters and the buffer width 1 and 2 as 0.1 meters. Then we have this lane. We can rename it as the left lane, and under the parameters we can see if we have to change something like the width, it can be adjusted to 1. So we can simply click on apply and then press OK. We have to repeat the same step for the right side. For this, we will rename as right lane under the information tab, and under parameters we will change the width to 1 meter. Now the left curb and gutter, let's name it as left curb for now, and under the parameters we can see the gutter width could be reduced to 0.1 meters and the curb height could be taken as 0.15 meters. The curb width can be changed to 0.1 meters. The curb depth can also be changed to 0.3 meters. Now we have to replicate on the other side. So under information tab we will change the name to right curb. We will change the gutter width as 0.1 meter. The curb height would be adjusted as 0.15 meters and the width as 0.1 meter. The curb depth could be adjusted as 0.3 meters like we did for the left side. Now, if we rebuild the road or the corridor, again we just have two warnings. Actually, we cannot find the slope at the very end. So these are just the corner points. We can adjust them or modify them later. Let's leave them like this for now. We can select the corridor and visualize it in 3D format with the help of Object Viewer. Here you can see we can use the Object Viewer to actually see how the configuration or the assemblies and sub-assemblies would actually show throughout the entire corridor. We have to zoom in a little bit. It will take some time depending upon your system specifications. However, here you can see clearly the left lane, right lane, then the curb and the gutter, the side path, what we called as rail, and here you can see some missing part for the slope because there was not actually available area. What if we remove both slopes? Now, once we rebuild the corridor, you can see the slopes part is gone and no warnings appeared this time. And if we try to visualize it in 3D using Object Viewer, here you can see we have a straight path. There are no errors because of the slope. If we watch it closely from the other corner, we can see this section view. We can zoom, pan, and orbit as per our requirement to visualize it properly. This orientation seems perfect, so all we need to do is simply zoom in and pan. Now you can see we have the lanes, the curb and gutter, and the side path, which we called as rail. We can zoom in and leave it for a while so that it could render and then show a clear picture. Once we are done with it, we can use the Ctrl Z option to undo it and get the slopes back, or we can simply save the file as it is. Make sure to save as lecture number 41 because we were doing all these changes in lecture number 40. Let's close it. Here we will call it the day. See you in another session. Till then, take care.